Hi, everybody. This is Jenny Lee Secon and my colleague Louise Armstrong here again. Hi, Louise.
Hi,
Welcome.
good to see you. Thank you, Jenny.
Yes, thank you for joining me today. It's our next episode for Soulful Women's Journey video series. Today's topic is emotional connection and relationships. It's been a while, Louise, huh? Before we got on, I just mentioned, I said, oh, recognize your hairstyle difference. And you mentioned because of the lockdown, you could not see your hairdresser or whatever. But I just said, I like this even better. It looks younger anyway. So you see, yeah, that's what we mentioned all over the world, still in many places, including yours. You just said, I'm lucky in my area, it's a bit open up, but still a lot of people got locked down, or even it's not totally locked down, they still feel kind of limited of their activities or so. It's a big challenge for many people in the whole world about our emotions, our feelings, our connection, because we cannot do normal activities to connect with people. That's so hard. And for many people, stay inside, it's kind of like not knowing how to connect with people. So that's why we want to, talk about this topic today, especially you and me. We both help people deal with emotional intelligence, emotional freedom, and all go back to our childhood time when if we could have enough, could have unconditional love, emotional connection and support or not. So I would point out that when we help people to deal with their relationship issues, or when people are right now in the world to try to go out to connect with others, it actually all goes back to the self connection, going back to the childhood. If we cannot connect with ourselves, it's challenging for us to connect with others and in the world. So, Louise, can I just throw this to you right away? And can you just share with us a little bit about this self connection? Next time when we come back, we will talk about more connection with others and the world, because there is so many information there. So yes, go ahead, Louise, share with us.
Yeah. Thank you, Jenny. And self connection is probably the most important thing because it's the foundational work we have to do first before we can, like you said, make that connection a meaningful connection with anyone else. Because I believe, as I think you do as well, Jenny, we've had many conversations that
Yes.
we all crave a sense of connection and a sense of belonging in this world. And that's what we're all seeking. And so we have to connect with the self. And what does that really mean? And a lot of that is understanding yourself. So, understanding your emotions, understanding how you feel around your emotions, understanding your thoughts, your wants, your likes, your dislikes, what's important
Yes.
to you, what's not important to you. Really getting to know yourself, because the more that you understand yourself, the more you will understand the world around you. And in this period of lockdown, for some of us, I mean, all of us, without a doubt, have been
Yes.
affected in some way, and some control has been taken away from us. We are unable to see people in the way that we want to see people. Social connection is paramount for our health, for mental health.
Oh
Social
yeah.
connection is one of the it's fundamental to keep us,
Yes.
to keep us
Yes.
alive. And
Yes.
so we have to create other ways of connecting with other people. But the best way to do that is really to understand yourself. And so you might find you've got more time on your hands simply because you're unable to meet with other people. You're not doing your normal things, your outdoor games, the cinema, the theaters, all these things where we socially come together. So it
Yes.
might be a good time now to really connect with the self. And the best way to do that is really when you're quiet. So you need to
Yes.
be very quiet so you can listen to yourself. And you will then, it's a soft voice or it's a little nudge, and you will understand what is true for you and what isn't, because most of us are fed a lot of things that are not true. So they're
Oh yeah.
someone else's beliefs, and they're not your beliefs if you start contesting them. They're your
Yes.
beliefs.
Yes.
If you just sit with them and accept, yeah, this is me, this is me. But so
Yes.
many are given through repetition. That's how they're transmitted, because that's
Yes.
what human beings are. We're repetitive,
Yes.
habitual creatures. And
Yes. Yes.
so I think that would be a good place for someone to start, Jenny, because so many of us, as you and I discover, have what we call a mother wound, where
Yeah.
not loved and nurtured in a way that we need to be loved and nurtured. So we have feelings of not being good enough,
Yeah.
low self esteem. We don't feel that we're capable of doing things. We are desperate to be loved and to, feel lovable. So lots of these feelings may come up, and
Yes.
it's up to us to reparent ourselves, be kind to ourselves, talk to yourself in a kind way, do things that are good for you, be
Yes.
gentle. It's a very important word, to be gentle.
Oh
And
yeah.
I love that word, being gentle.
Yeah. People usually are very harsh to themselves.
Yeah, big stick. Yeah, you're useless, you're useless, you didn't get
Self-beaten.
it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Self-sabotage. Yeah, of course.
yeah.
Yes.
You wouldn't
Sure.
treat your worst enemy the way you talk to yourself, right?
Yes. Yes. You could be so kind to everybody except yourself.
So
Yes.
I would
Yeah.
really, that would be the first step to is to really understand yourself and really ask yourself those questions.
Big point. Thank you so much for mentioning that. Yeah, it's so true. And I 100% agree with everything that you said. Yeah, just like, right now when we work with people, I know, we see many people either now they have more chances to stay in the house, to confront their family members all the time. And some of them, they even have more chances to be triggered because before when they are outside or doing whatever they need to do, it's busy, busy, busy. It's just covered. It's not like the issues are not there, but it's just covered or hidden, or you don't confront them. So that's one part many people feel like more triggered with some issues. But when you are triggered, actually that means something is inside. It happened from the past. That's why, it's kind of the memory came back to remind you something maybe has been unresolved or so. So from the childhood issue, whatever, again. And for some others, because of their childhood disconnection, maybe I should change the language for people to understand better. So when they in the childhood don't get like uh, unconditional love and the necessary emotional connection and the support, or maybe for some people they grown up, brought up in the family that their parents, the tribe, the culture is that it's emotionally disconnected and emotional unable, disabled even. So it's just like, we don't talk about emotions and you need to be tough and strong. Even though you are a girl, you should still need to do that. So for those people, when they grown up in that kind of environment, the family, the culture, it's emotional disconnect. So they learned how to live their life, isolating, disconnecting from their emotions. But emotion is part of our being, emotional level. So it's part of us. We just cannot push that part of us away. So doing our work, So we have to go back to touch our true self and embrace all parts of us. Emotion is the big part. No matter how hard you try to push, ignore, freeze, like even deny, that doesn't mean it's not there. It's the truth. It's our true self. And I love what you said, understanding our true self, because our true feelings, our self talk, the voices in our head, it's our truth about ourselves. And we just cannot fool ourselves, fool our energy. And for these people, if they, like, are in this disconnected, grown up from disconnected environment, they had the intent, or unconsciously they stay and live their life still disconnected and under this situation, even though for some they live with others, for some they live by their own, and it's even more disconnected. But inside of them, those emotions and those self-talk want to come out to express themselves. They want to, it's human nature, want to connect, but they don't know how, and they cannot. So it's very, very challenging. A lot of people fall into the state of depression, anxiety. They don't know how to handle and get rid of it. Medication don't help. And even some meditation, it's hard for them. So when you mention to stay quiet, for some people, stay quiet, it's scary and very challenging, because stay quiet means they will confront their truth. They will go to that zone that they don't feel comfortable. So yeah, this happens very often, right? In both of your work and my work. So do you like to share with us a little bit more about that? When people feel challenging to quiet their mind and have the fear even, to touch that part of them, feeling uncomfortable or touch those feelings.
I think for everybody, the big message is that it's okay to actually feel those feelings. It's perfectly normal to feel feelings that, make us feel upset or frustrated, or we feel feelings of rejection or sadness. It is normal. And when we face a feeling, it actually starts to disintegrate. And so, for some people, knowing that it's okay is gives them permission. You're allowed to feel sad, you're allowed to cry, and you can express your feelings on paper if it can really help you to gain the clarity.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
just write it down. I'm really frustrated now, I'm really upset, with whatever's going on, get it out of you on paper. And it is absolutely okay. You're not supposed to be happy and joyful all the time. That's
yes.
completely yes, that's just nonsense.
That's so true.
To enjoy being a human being, all of our emotions are very, very important to us, and they all serve us in some way. And
Yes,
we need to be able to really acknowledge these emotions are ours, and then we can choose how long we sit in those emotions. If someone's really, really upset you, it might be right for you to be upset for 2 or 3 hours. If it's just a small thing, you want to move on within 10 minutes. But
yes,
when you are emotionally intelligent and understand yourself, you are then able to really, what I would call, really manage your emotions, and
yes,
not be fearful about things coming up. Because, like Jenny was saying, if whatever's happened in childhood and you feel that you weren't loved and you weren't nurtured and you weren't cared for or supported for whatever reason, there's a million different
yes,
reasons, but for whatever reason,
yes,
it's your job as an adult to reparent yourself. We don't go back to our parents and say, well, you didn't do a great job here, can you do it again? As an adult, we need responsibility. We need to take the
Yes,
responsibility for ourselves as we are right now. And if you feel any form of blame inside of you, I suggest you get these emotions out of you.
yes,
You know, if it's
yes,
because of my child, or because of my mom, because of my dad, whatever, you're not owning that emotion as an adult. So I feel it's about owning the emotions, facing them, but also releasing them, getting them
yes,
out of you.
yes,
And then
yes,
be gentle and kind. What is gentle? How would you treat someone else? You know,
yes,
because
yes.
you've got to put that big stick away because it's really damaging the big stick. You
Oh,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I totally agree that, we need to give ourselves the permission.
Mm.
So when I do the work, also, I mentioned many times, very, very often at the beginning, that I am sending the compassion and the love to myself, all levels, and including to my feelings, my fear, my sadness, my anger. I choose to embrace them instead of pushing them away, instead of judging them. So this, obviously, it's the allowing ourselves to be human being. And then when we could feel our real feelings, and it's just natural human, energy, we do have some good feelings, and we will always have some unpleasant feelings. If we like try to suppress the the unpleasant feelings, people may falsely believe that, oh, then I could really have my good feelings. It doesn't happen that way, because when we like successfully suppress those unpleasant feelings, we also will successfully push away the divine good feelings in our heart as well, which are like love, peace, joy, and freedom. We cannot find them either, because we just literally shut ourselves down, disconnecting with those emotions. And that's why, many people don't feel good either. And then they are kicked off into a numb state. They numb their feelings, and this is much safer also. So that's why, when they cannot express themselves as who they are, and they are out of alignment as who they are, and the energy inside, it's kind of off and misaligned, unbalanced. That's why, to the end, when we go through this, experience the life like this as our non-self, not as our real self, and then all life issues will come up. And like you said, it's my mother's fault, father's fault, family's fault, whatever, whose problems. And then it's really, like at subconscious level, it's almost like, you know the child is still there. We are expecting, to gain the support, to get, oh my, sorry, my computer, yeah, to get the support, to get our needs met, maybe going towards other people to gain from them. That we will talk about next time. So overall, it's all coming from the childhood. When we didn't get those support, we didn't feel safe, we didn't feel secure. And then, oh, Louise, can you hear me now?
Yes, you just froze
Oh,
for.
yeah, this tech network, I don't know what happened today, it just got off. But
Yeah.
sorry,
No
everybody,
worries.
we come back. This is life. So
Yeah.
we
It's
were
life.
talking
It's real
about,
life.
yeah, yes, we were talking about emotional connection in the childhood. If we didn't get all these connection and support, we didn't feel safe, secure, and then we cannot relax our mind. And then we have to like try hard, strive to perform to get the love, get the approval from others. And then that's why, when we grown up, become adults, finally, we have different life issues, relationship issues with others. And finally, because of the energy misalignment in the body, and we have physical issues come up because the energy, the feelings find their own way to express themselves through the physical symptoms. And then, the headaches or whatever, all these kind of, and the mental thing, we get cloudy in our head because we don't get it. What's going on? We cannot be quiet, and everything got stuck in our head. The mental clarity is not there. We cannot have the visions. And of course, spiritually, we got disconnected because we don't feel secure. We just feel like insecure, not safe. We need protection, but that we didn't have. So we just live in this fear, and it doesn't help our life. And when we don't feel, we don't live our life. So
Brilliantly put,
that's
Jenny.
really,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So I think that's a great session today. And I think that opens up that connection that we can talk about next time, with emotionally connecting to those important people in our lives. And so I think today's session on self connection
yes,
is
yes,
really,
yes.
really important, and a great start. And it's so wonderful. You have, some new ideas, different ideas to me, but we have the same, in so many ways, we're on the same parallels. So it's been a great session today. Thank you so much, Jenny.
Oh, thank
Thank
you,
you,
Louise. Yes, yes. All
everyone
in all,
listening.
it's about giving us permission, journaling, use the tools or whatever, So we will come back to share more and let us know. Thank you all for watching now and in the future, watching the, later. Let us know what's your challenges and, what you want us to talk about and share more next time. Thank you again, Louise. Thank you, everybody, for watching for now.
Thank you so much. Great
Yeah.
session. And thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye
Bye for now. Bye today.
bye.